A new tennis champion was crowned yesterday at the U.S. Open. Roger Federer won his third Grand Slam title of the year by defeating the 2001 U.S. Open champion, Lleyton Hewitt. George Vesey of the New York Times described Roger Federer on the court as a fluid, complete artist. Here's a look at the winning point from yesterday's match.
Roger Federer is the United States Open champion. He's won 3 of the 4 major titles this year.
I am pleased to welcome Roger Federer to this table for the first time, and here is a trophy that he was holding up. Has your name been inscribed on there yet?
Not
no,
yet.
Roddick last year. What does this mean, and how do you feel? I mean, it was so, you obliterated Lleyton, who's a very good player and was on a run.
Yeah, he's a great player, you know. I really try not to look at the score too much, you know, because it was, obviously if you look at the score, you might think, you know, it was a total easy match and so on, you know. I think the second set was the key to success. That's definite. But, you know, I'm just, for me it's still very difficult to understand actually what just happened, you know, because not only winning the US Open, but especially also winning 3 out of the 4 majors this year for me is something I never thought possible for me, you know, especially also winning the US Open. I thought it will be extremely difficult to do, and now to have done it the same year where I won 2 other ones, it's fantastic.
Yeah. Is it possible to win a Grand Slam? Of course it is. 4.
Of course it is, yeah, like you say, but I don't know. To me it seems very difficult to do so, but it is possible, but it's not something I'm aiming for, that's for sure.
Everybody is talking about your game. I mean, they are saying, players are talking about your game, that they just want to watch you. I mean, they're describing it as, you know, as beautiful as tennis can be. Memories of Jerry West and Joe DiMaggio and Michael Jordan from other sports. It's talked about as a kind of rare level of genius. When you hear all of that, what do you feel that your game is at a certain place that you never expected it to be, or it's like no game that you have?
Actually, when I was young, I never thought I could play tennis the way I'm playing it right now. I always knew there was some hidden talent in me, you know, with my strokes and with my style of play, but that I could actually explore it as much as I did now, it's for me also a big surprise. And I think, for me, the key to really actually explore my whole potential was actually improving my footwork, because now that my footwork is always in place when I'm hitting my shots, it looks even better, and I can play shots where I think sometimes they're lost, but I can still get them back, you know. That kind of makes sometimes the important points.
I'll tell you what I did yesterday, because I was sitting on the side, right on the sidelines, you know, maybe about halfway between the net and the backcourt, a couple of rows up. And so what I would do was just watch your footwork. And it was just amazing. I mean, tell me what it is about footwork that you do that makes it so easy for you.
Well, for me, important is actually that my footwork doesn't need to be, you know, in the limelight. What is going to be in the limelight is anyway my talent, my fluid style, and so forth. And when nobody speaks actually about my footwork, this is a good sign.
It means it's working.
Exactly, it's a good sign. And that's always what I've been working on. I knew that there, in this area and in the mental area, I had the most progress to do and the most potential left. And since now basically 1.5 years, I've had such an outstanding and consistent.
Yeah. And in the mental, is it simply confidence that you can do it, or more?
Well, mental, it means, you know, every day coming out of your bed and being ready to go, and winning matches when you're not playing well. It's easy to win when you're playing well, but when you're not feeling well, you know, this is very difficult sometimes to actually get the motivation up and say, okay, let's do it, you know, today. And I guess the whole experience I've gained by winning all these big tournaments obviously helped me in the finals like yesterday.
When you make an unforced error, what generally causes it?
I would say usually because my footwork's not in place, you know. Either, you know, because the opponent pushed me too hard, because I'm tired, because I'm took too much risk, or whatever. It can be different things, but usually it's the footwork, because you can't get your body behind the ball, and then it's kind of a little bit luck if it goes in or not.
Why tennis?
I don't want to say I had a choice, you know, but I was playing soccer as well. I enjoy playing soccer and tennis the most. at 12 years old. I mean, it's very early, but I had to take kind of a decision what I want to do more regularly, because my soccer coach would tell me, well, if you don't come to all the practice sessions throughout the week, I can't make you play on the weekends, you know, the matches. And all that mattered to me were the matches, obviously. So I told him, well, I think then in that case I will have to go for tennis, because I love tennis, I guess, more than soccer, and that's the decision I took, and was clearly the right one.
Yes, it was. But there are those who say that soccer is great preparation for tennis because of the footwork.
Yeah, I thought good about soccer was just the coordination with the ball. You know, I love playing table tennis as well, badminton, squash. I played all racket sports and ball sports, basketball as well. So for me, everything I've ever did was with a ball. You know, I'm not a big fan of running, of swimming, of riding the bike, so things. You know, for me, there's got to be a ball somewhere. And
so it's hand-eye too.
Yeah,
as
very
well.
much. And my coordination's also very good. You know, which obviously helps me a lot.
But did you have early on, at every level, were you pretty much beating everybody? Were you, when you were 10 and 11 and 12 and 13, pretty much winning everything in sight?
No, not really. I wasn't that kind of a wonder boy, I would say, who came out on the court and everything was perfect. That wasn't the case. When I really started to feel like there was really something special about me was maybe just at 15, 16 years old, when I started to actually, on the international level, start to win some tournaments, start to feel like, hey, I can hang with the guys from, let's say, Argentina or America or Australia or whatsoever. Because in Switzerland, you know, it was, let's say, rather easy to actually be one of the best, you know, because it's such a small country. But then for me, the international breakthrough came about at 15, 16.
Peter Carter was your coach. Had a huge impact on you, personally as well as a player.
Very much. He was a fantastic man. You know, he passed away in a tragic car accident a few years ago, and he wasn't the coach, my coach at the time, but he has probably taught me the most of me being who I am now, you know, next to my parents, because he kind of introduced me on the tour. He was my coach when I was about 10 years old, until 14, and then again from 16 until about 18. So he had a huge impact in my game. He had a very fluid style as well. I got that beautiful one-handed backhand from him, and so it was very hard, you know, to see what happened.
He was killed in a car crash in South Africa.
Yeah, that's what it is.
And we were devastated, obviously.
I was shocked. You know, I never really lost a friend, you know, out of the blue like this. I was really so sad. It's still hard to find words and describe how it feels. You know, it's just awful. And for me, actually, then he was from Australia, and then actually to win the Australian Open this year obviously meant very much to me.
When you don't have a coach now.
I don't know.
Yeah, and you're doing pretty well without a coach, so there's no need to go out and look for someone.
I think in the long term, I mean long term means in the next year or so, I would like to have one again, because I think traveling on my own too long is also not the right solution. I think it was good for the time being to get to know myself very well, to get the self-confidence, to be independent. It's very important, but then I think I could get used to too many things which I only think are important, and maybe a coach sees the things totally different. So in this, I am still, you know, checking out, looking what's going on, and who knows, maybe I have a coach very soon, but maybe also not in the next year or so.
Is there anything missing in your game?
No, I don't know. If you ask me like this after winning the U.S. Open,
Yeah,
no,
I know.
no,
well, after winning 3 Grand Slam events.
No, so I'm very happy the way it's going right now. My group around me, I'm really happy with them. You know, my physio, my condition trainer, my girlfriend, my friends, my family. Everybody supports me so much, and there's a very high level of confidence in everybody around me. I trust them, you know, as much as I can, and it's really, I'm having a good time.
Were your mother and your sister here?
My mother was here for 5 days or so.
And then she left?
In the beginning of the tournament. So that was, I think she saw the first 2 rounds, then she left. And but usually my family, my parents and my sister don't come and watch.
But your father watches on television?
Yeah, they don't get up every night to see matches like when I play here in America, but they follow me closely, of course. Yes.
You also have what some have described as McEnroe's touch. The whole sense. I mean, take this. This is a similar racket to what you play.
Yes.
It looks very. When your serving motion is. Show me the grip you have when you serve, for example.
Well, it's very much like a slice, actually,
yeah.
or like a volley.
You do more slicing than most people I see.
Yeah, well, I got the option, you know, because I play one-handed,
right.
so for me a slice comes very natural. But
hold it up so we can see. Yeah.
I mean, the serve is very simple. It's like holding a hammer, really.
Yeah.
You know, so and then it's basically the moment itself when you hit the ball. You know, how much you twist your wrist to give the ball some
racket
some
speed and spin. Yeah.
spin and speed and so on. And obviously it's going to lie good in your hand. You got to feel well with it, and I'm having great success with my racket.
And you're switching grips for a backhand and back and forth all the time?
Yeah, there's different grips for different shots. So.
Yeah. Does this feel like an extension of your hand for you? I mean, do you feel the head of the racket almost because of the touch?
Yeah, it's strange because like when I play like volleyball, you know, I don't have nothing.
There's no racket.
There's no racket, you know, so I feel like kind of short. You know, really.
Yes.
So if I hold a racket in my hand, it feels totally normal, and I know exactly how long I can reach and everything. You know, it's totally strange. And volleyball, I don't know, it feels like there's something missing. You know.